Incredible as it is, Mark shouted, Emma is only 9, yet she can take down so many people, and he, as her father, remained completely oblivious. Emma cried like a little river, saying everyone she killed was a deserving target. She claimed she knew Mark, and then everyone just disappeared in a day. She said she would put me in this little electronic seat, and then put the kid in it, saying she was my mother. Emma, chill out. I don't want a mother. Never ever. She took meds off your face. I saw it. She's bullying you, and you're just sitting there doing nothing. No, it definitely wasn't me. Is that right? Someone has got to do something. Emma was acting so unchildlike it scared Mark, so he quickly searched online and found out. Emma's case resembles antisocial personality. They disregard life and world. Mark's early symptoms reflected coldness and cruelty, lacking empathy, and in later stages, he would target anyone he disliked, even his relatives, but Emma mostly acted sweet, making it hard for Mark to connect her to a killer. So Mark took Emma to a cabin by the lake, hoping that being away from people would ease her condition. Instead, Mark got a call from the police saying that the teachers' and Nana's deaths were both intentional murders. They found evidence, needing further tests to ID the killer. Mark in his dream. He felt utterly helpless, starting to have nightmares at night, dreaming that the dead cat turned into a floating corpse that wouldn't go away. He dreamt of blood-soaked figures coming for him, and he even saw Emma becoming scarier, reflecting on those who died innocently. Mark sank deep into guilt, wanting to save Emma through science, but found out this inherent bad seed is beyond salvation. And it would only get worse. When Emma appeared behind him, she seemed increasingly cold, which made Mark panic and shut the laptop quickly. How can you just hide there, as long as you stand there? Are you just going to stare at me? Thanks for the glaring. Right, Dad? I really don't know anymore. This makes me feel really heavy-hearted. That night, Emma quietly closed Mark's door, turned on gas for a special dinner, but Mark woke up early. Smelling gas, he opened the window and ran to the kitchen, finding all switches on. Mark sadly realized what he discovered was coming true. Emma didn't spare even him, and she stood not far away. Their eyes met. Emma wore a cool expression. Mark painfully stepped outside, asking her why she was treating her own father this way. Emma remained silent. I'm your only one. No, if anything happens, I'll just live with Angela. At least she thinks I'm great. Mark's heart churned. The child was genetically bad, unable to grasp good and evil. Parental love meant little to her. For her, it seems like just different faces and gestures. But at this point, Mark learned to wear a mask, reaching out to Emma, who naturally took his hand. She felt no fear, for in Emma's mind, adults seem big but are incredibly foolish. Just like Mark, bound by paternal love, couldn't do cruelty, yet he struggled inside. He decided he needed to eliminate Emma because her killing spree would be exposed soon, and her remaining days would be spent in a mental institution or prison. Rather than that punishment, Mark preferred to put Emma out of her misery, so he poured out a bottle of sleeping pills. He crushed them into powder and mixed them into Emma's milk, taking it to her room, but cautious Emma swallowed the 2 cups of milk while Mark stepped out, so it was Mark who fell into a deep sleep that night. Mark suddenly opened his eyes, found Mark's handgun, and placed it in his hand, planning to fake a Mark suicide to make it look like a suicide, but Mark reached for the gun. Emma seized the chance to snatch Mark's phone, dialed 911, and then ran off screaming. Emma had checked out the neighbor during the day. The cottage had a neighbor right next door, and at this quite late hour, he definitely heard the calls for help. Then Emma stuck to plan. She quickly hid in the bathroom and locked the door, waiting for Dad to come. But to fuel his rage, Emma had to stay silent, and sure enough, Mark lost it and yelled, Emma. Please open the door, Emma. Open up. Emma. Emma. Mark burst in. Emma screamed and cried, but Mark saw through her act, pointing his gun at her. He was ready to shoot Emma, but then the neighbor came over. Emma kept calling Mark, wanting him to shoot. However, the neighbor was so exhausted that upon seeing the situation, they immediately called for help, while Emma, sobbing and with her face covered in tears, was screaming in terror as if she were a frightened child. A poor child who lost something dear, yet in reality, no emotion could hurt Emma, as she only calculated the outcome. She never took anyone or anything to heart. Eventually, with the neighbor's testimony, Emma actually continued to weave her lies again. What a genius.